We're back. We are back with a story time. Yes, a story time. We already read this book. Well, we didn't read the book. We started on the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. An amazing, amazing read. It also has audio, ebook. I think it's an ebook or something. It's on YouTube. If you put The Richest Man in Babylon in YouTube search, this will come up. It's long. The audio is long. You will not want to stop listening to it. So if you have a long drive or a long ride or something like that, The Richest Man in Babylon. Find that on your YouTube and play that your whole ride. Actually, as a matter of fact, I would suggest that you play this when you get in the car on your way to work, when you get back in your car on your way home. Play this. Play this. Play this. It's an auto. What is it? Audio book or something. Just put in YouTube. It's there. Y'all, when I first listened, my son told me about this, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to read. I don't want to read. I'll listen, right? I'll listen, because I didn't want to read. You know we don't like to read. you know we don't like to read, right? And I was like, he was like, well, you could read it, and I was like, nah, I'll just listen to it. Matter of fact, let me pull it up right quick, and I could tell y'all, The Richest Man in Babylon. It's long. It's probably, I could tell you, hold on. Give me just a moment and I'm going to pull it up and I could tell you, in case, if you start listening to it, you're going to listen to it the whole way to work, and you're going to go on your lunch break, your break. That's how powerful this book is. That's how powerful it is, just to listen, and you're like, everything in here applies to right now. The book was written in 1926. 1926. And it's still relevant today. So let me pull it up right quick. And that way I can tell you exactly where it's at. I do not want you to miss this. I want you to get some knowledge and understanding about things. And this is dealing with money. The same thing that's in this book his name is George S. Clason. He wrote this in 1926, y'all. It's still relevant today. Exactly. When I begin to read this book, you're going to say, dang, that's right now. Yeah. Because when I was and for me, when I listened to the audio versus when I began to read the book, completely different feel. Because as I'm reading the book here to you all, I'm feeling the words. I'm just like, wow, okay. So hold on one moment. Let me see over here. Because I want y'all to listen to this. Put this in your collection. Put this in your collection. And then we're going to start reading it. Because we've already started. It's 115 pages. Is it 115? It's 115 pages in the book. And we're currently on page 25. Because like I said, I started reading the book on Sunday. But then I got sick last week, so I wasn't able to read it. But I want to finish the book. Yes. So let me put in here the richest man, and just so I can tell you exactly which one. Let's see. So it's the richest man in Babylon audiobook. It's going to be, it's 4 hours and 53 minutes. And it is this one. And it has 11 chapters in it. So it's 11 chapters. I'm going to show it to you. This is how it looks. This is it right here. Ooh, where's that? It's right here. So that's what you're going to look for. It's 4 hours and 4 hours, 53 minutes, 40 seconds. It's worth it. Listen to it, y'all. So we're about to get started because it's 10:11 and I don't want to take a whole lot of time. But The Richest Man of Babylon, I'm going to pick up where I left off on page 25. But for the people that have not heard of this book, of this author, here's the information. You're missing out on a great asset to your life. But it's The Richest Man in Babylon. Was written by George S. Clason. And I'm going to read the back, what it says here on the back. It says, money is plentiful for those who understand the simple laws which govern its acquisition. The original 1926 classic. In the early 1920s, George S. Clason wrote a collection of parables set in ancient Babylon that provided guidance on one's financial well-being. These parables were distributed as pamphlets to U.S. banking and insurance customers and were so well received by the public that in 1926 the parables were collected into one volume under the title of his most famous story, The Richest Man in Babylon, largely seen as a classic in personal finance. Personal finance, if you want to get your finances together, right here. If you're struggling, right here. Got it on audio. You don't even have, if you don't want to read or you're not good with understanding or comprehension, the audio. Listen to it. And it says, collected into one volume under the title of his most famous story, The Richest Man in Babylon, largely seen as a classic in personal finance advice. The Richest Man in Babylon has provided millions with guidance and inspiration for financial wellness. Born in Louisiana, Missouri on November 7, 1874, George S. Clason is widely known for his collection of parables that provide guidance to financial success, titled The Richest Man in Babylon. He is credited with coining the phrase, pay yourself first. He was adamant about paying yourself first. Before you do anything, George said pay yourself. You work for that money, pay yourself. But don't pay yourself and just waste it. He's like, pay yourself 10%. Save that 10%. You'll see that it applies to right now. Pay yourself first. He died in 1957. So this is the book again. And if you don't read or you're not good with reading or comprehending, whatever it might be, don't let that stop you from learning. Don't let that stop you from learning. Because there are other ways to learn. So many ways to learn. And don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Don't be embarrassed if your reading is not too good. Don't be ashamed. Don't worry about that, because it's okay. It's okay. As long as you're trying, that's okay. So let's get started. So we're currently on page 25. That light, I was trying to show y'all. Okay. So page 25, it says 7 curses for a lean purse. So 7 curses for a lean purse. Let me see if I can put this here so that way you can see. You know what, that light, I don't think it's going to work out. Because I wanted y'all to see as I was reading. It's not going to work. So we ain't going to worry about it. I'll just read. I'll just read to y'all. Okay, so page 25, the richest man in Babylon. It says 7 curses for a lean purse. The glory of Babylon endures. Down through the ages, its reputation comes to us as the richest of cities, its treasures as fabulous. Yet, it was not always so. The riches of Babylon were the results of the wisdom of its people. Think about that. Wisdom. Wisdom is amazing when you apply it correctly. Just having wisdom, you say, I got wisdom, I got wisdom. Okay. What that mean? How you applying it to your life to help your life? So that way you can help others with your wisdom that you've applied to your life and they can see it. So it says, yet it was not always so. The riches of Babylon were the results of the wisdom of its people. They first had to learn how to become wealthy. That's the key. They went and sought knowledge, understanding for what it was that they wanted. When the good king Sargon returned to Babylon after defeating his enemies, the Elamites, he was confronted with a serious situation. The royal chancellor explained it to the king thus: after many years of great prosperity brought to our people, because your majesty built the great irrigation canals, and the mighty temples of the gods, now that these works are completed, the people seem unable to support themselves. Go figure, huh? Excuse me, y'all. Go figure. You work and you work and you work. Your job is done. You get paid. And your money gone. And your money gone. And it says, after many years of grace, so let's see, hold on. I'm going to have to keep my finger because I'll lose my place. It says, after many years of great prosperity brought to our people, because your majesty built the great irrigation canals and the mighty temples of the gods, now that these works are completed, the people seem unable to support themselves. The laborers are without employment. The merchants have few customers. The farmers are unable to sell their produce. The people have not enough gold to buy food. So after all of that, the people will still, they have nothing. You would have thought that they did, because look at all that they built. But they have nothing after all of that progress. And it says, but where has all the gold gone that we spent for these great improvements? Demanded the king. It has found its way, I fear, responded the chancellor, into the possession of a few very rich men of our city. Very rich men of our city. Does that not sound like current? Yeah, exactly. It filtered through the fingers of most our people as quickly as the goat's milk goes through. He's saying as soon as they people got it, as soon as you get that paycheck, it's like your hand be open and all your money just fell through. Same way with them. Same way, no different. This was 1926. Think about that. 1926 this was written. It'll be 100 years next year, 2026. And this still reigns true in 2025. Exactly what this say. Everything still is right now. It says, the strainer, now that the stream of gold has ceased to flow, most of our people have nothing to for their earnings. The king was thoughtful for some time. Then he asked, why should so few men be able to acquire all the gold? That's what we're asking. That's what we're asking right now. Why so many millionaires? Why so many billionaires? What are they doing? That they're springing up so many. And then you got all of everybody else just scraping by. A lot, not all, everybody ain't scraping. But a lot of people are scraping. Are they like these people that we're going to read about? That's why they're scraping? Because they know how, replied the chancellor. One may not condemn a man for succeeding because he knows how. Neither may one with justice take away from a man what he has fairly earned to give to men of less ability. But why, demanded the king, should not all the people learn how to accumulate gold and therefore become themselves rich and prosperous? Quite possibly, Your Excellency. But who can teach them? Certainly not the priests, because they know not for making money. Who knows best in our city how to become wealthy? Chancellor asked the king. Thy question answers itself, Your Majesty. Who has amassed the greatest wealth in Babylon? Well said, my able chancellor. It is Arcad. He is the richest man in Babylon. Bring him before me on the morrow. Upon the following day, as the king has decreed, Arcad appeared before him, straight and sprightly despite his 60 years and 10. He was old. Arcad was old. It is true, thou art the richest man in Babylon. So it is reported, Your Majesty, and no man disputes it. How becamest thou so wealthy? He's like, how did you become wealthy? So he like, well, how you wealthy and all of them broke? What happened? How did it happen? By taking advantage of opportunities available to all citizens of our good city. By taking advantage of opportunities available to all citizens of our good city. How many people can honestly say that when opportunities come available that will help to improve their life, their situation, really take advantage of it? Not a whole lot of people. Because a lot of people are filled with excuses. I can't do that because this. I can't do that because that. So not a lot of people. And that's why people be in a situation, whatever it might be. Thou hast nothing to start with. Only a great desire for wealth. Besides this, nothing. He said he didn't have anything, but he had a desire. He had a desire to be wealthy. So whenever opportunity came, he was there. Any learning or whatever, he was there. He was ready because he knew that he wanted to be wealthy. And he sought after whatever opportunities was there for him. Arcad continued, the king. Our city is in a very unhealthy state because of a few men know how to acquire wealth and therefore monopolize it while the mass of our citizens lack the knowledge of how to keep any part of the gold they receive. It is my desire that Babylon be the wealthiest city in the world. That's a big task to take on. The richest city in the world? The world? Wow. Therefore, it must be a city of many wealthy men. Therefore, we must teach all the people how to acquire riches. Tell me, Arcad, is there any secret to acquiring wealth? Can it be taught? It is practical, Your Majesty. That which one man knows can be taught to others. The king's eyes glowed. Arcad, thou speakest the words I wish to hear. Wilt thou lend thyself to this great cause? Wilt thou teach thy knowledge to a school for teachers, each of whom shall teach others until there are enough trained to teach these truths to every worthy subject in my domain? Now that says a lot, because he's like, I want everybody to be wealthy. I want us to be known as the wealthiest in the world. Can you imagine if we had that type of person in authority that said, I want to ensure everybody in the United States of America be wealthy? Can you imagine? Can you imagine what America would be? Can you imagine what America would be if someone was like the king? America would be, they say America is the most powerful in the world. No. America would be really powerful if we had a leader like the king back in Babylon. Okay, he want everybody, and he said, Arcad bowed and said, I am thy humble servant to command. Whatever knowledge I possess will I gladly give for the betterment of my fellow men and the glory of my king. Let your good chancellor arrange for me a class of 100 men, and I will teach to them those 7 cures which did fatten my purse, than which there was none leaner in all Babylon. A fortnight later, in compliance with the king's command, the chosen 100 assembled in the great hall of the temple of learning. Seated upon colorful rings in a semicircle, Arcad sat beside a small tabard, upon which smoked a scarlet lamp, sending forth a strange and pleasing odor. Behold, the richest man in Babylon, whispered a student, nudging his neighbor as Arcad arose. He is but a man, even as the rest of us. They're like, he's just a man. He's just like all of us. But he the richest man in Babylon too, though. Behold, the richest man in Babylon. Oh, I read that part. As a dutiful subject of our great king, Arcad began, I stand before you in his service, because once I was a poor youth who did greatly desire gold, and because I found knowledge that enabled me to acquire it, he asked that I impart unto you my knowledge. I started my fortune in the humblest way. I had no advantage, not enjoyed as fully by you and every citizen in Babylon. The first storehouse of my treasure was a well purse. I loathed its useless emptiness. I desired it be round and full, clinking with the sound of gold. Therefore I saw every remedy for a lean purse. I found 7. To you who are assembled before me shall I explain the 7 cures for a lean purse, which I do recommend to all men who desire much gold. Each day for 7 days will I explain to you one of the 7 remedies. Listen attentively to the knowledge that I will impart. Debate it with me. Discuss it among yourselves. Learn these lessons thoroughly, that ye may also plant in your own purse the seed of wealth. First, must each of you start wisely to build a fortune of his own. Then wilt thou be competent, and only then to teach these truths to others. I shall teach to you in simple ways how to fatten your purses. This is the first step leading to the temple of wealth. And no man may climb who cannot plant his feet firmly upon the first step. We shall now consider the first cure. That's amazing. That is amazing that the king is like, wait, you're saying my people are broke? My people don't have any money? How is that so? That cannot be so. He's like, yeah, the chancellor like they broke. And the king looking like, wait, with all of this that I see around, all the money that was spent, they're broke? Yes, King, Your Majesty, they're broke. And he like, wait, not on my watch. Not on my watch will people in Babylon be broke on my watch. He like, go down there, make a left, go all the way to the end, and you gonna find the richest man in Babylon. Tell him I said, get up and come down here. I need to speak with him. And the chancellor went down there and got the richest man in Babylon. He got up with no problem and came to see what the king wanted. And he gladly obliged the king with his request to teach others how to get wealth. How to get wealth. So there are 7 cures. This is the first one. This is the book that we're reading, The Richest Man in Babylon. It was written in 1926. Next year, 2026, it will be 100 years old. The book is about finances. Great book. Great book. Also, they have it on audio on YouTube. I highly recommend that you find the audio book on YouTube. It's The Richest Man in Babylon. It's 4 hours, 50 some minutes. When you get in your car, put it on. When you go on your lunch break, go to your car and listen to it. On your way home, play it again. This is so powerful. 99 years later, it's right now. Right now, it's about money and how to gain wealth. All that stuff that people talking, get this book or either the audio. So, the first cure. Arcade addresses a thoughtful man in the second row. My good friend, at what craft workest thou? I replied, the man. Am a scribe and carve records upon the clay tablets. Even as such labor did myself earn my first coppers. Therefore thou hast the same opportunity to build a fortune. He's telling the first young man, I did the same thing. So I know you can build a fortune because I did the same thing that you did, the same type of work. So there's no excuse that you can't build wealth. And he said, therefore thou hast the same opportunity to build a fortune. He spoke to a florid-faced man farther back. Pray, Tell also what thou's to earn thy bread. I responded to this man, am a meat butcher. I do by the goats the farmers raise and kill them, and sell the meat to the housewives and the hides to the sandal makers. Because thou dost also labor and earn, thou hast every advantage to succeed that I did possess. In this way did Arquette proceed to find out how each man labored to earn his living. So he wanted to know how people was what kind of work they did. So he's like, okay, well if you're working, then it won't be a problem with you learning how to gain wealth. So that, in other words, he said, hold on, I lost some spots, y'all. When he had done questioning them, he said, now my students, ye can see that there are many trades and labors at which men may earn coins. Each of the ways of earning is a stream of gold from which the workers divert by his labors a portion to his own purse. He said, when you get paid, you're going to take a portion out of your check. That's for you. It's going to be it's 10%. That's for you. But it's not for you to waste. It's not for you to blow. That 10% is for you to invest into you. And he said, therefore into the purse of each of you flows a stream of coins, large or small, according to his ability. It is not so. Thereupon they agreed that it was so. Then continued Arquette, if each of you desireth to build for himself a fortune, it is not wise to start by utilizing that source of wealth which he already has established. To this they agreed. Then Arquette turned to a humble man who had declared himself an egg merchant. If thou select one of thy baskets and put into it each morning 10 eggs, and take out from it each evening 9 eggs, what will eventually happen? It will become in time overflowing. Why? Because each day I put in one more egg than I take out. Arquette turned to the class with a smile. Does any man here have a lean purse? First they looked amused. Then they laughed. Lastly they waved their purse in jest. All right, he continued. Now I shall tell thee the first remedy I learned to cure a lean purse. Do exactly as I suggested to the egg merchant. For every 10 coins thou places within thy purse, take out for use but 9. So so you got 10, take all of it out except 9 coins. Here you got 10 coins thou places within thy purse, take out for use but 9. Thy purse will start to fatten at once, and its increasing weight will feel good in thy hand and bring satisfaction to thy soul. Because we got money. We're building money gradually. You know how, like, say like if you ain't never been able to save, and just so happen you able to start saving. Just say if you're able to save $5, starting $5, and you get paid every 2 weeks, and you put that first $5 in savings, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna put this $5. When you get paid in 2 more weeks, you put another $5, and before long, that $5 done went to $10, $15, $20. And before long, you got $100, and you're like, wow, just from putting $5 every 2 weeks or every payday or however, and you're like, wow, my money is growing, and you feel good. You feel good when you see your money growing, and on a small scale. And he said, let's see. To this they agreed. Then Arquette turned to a humble, let's see, I read that. So he said, it will become in time overflowing. Why? Because each day I put in one more egg than I take out. Arquette turned to the class with us. Okay, we read that. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Do exactly as I said. The weight will feel good in your hand. When you got money, you feel good. You feel good. And it don't have to be a lot of money. Especially if you've been broke and you got like an extra, even if it's $20, you feel good. Deride not what I say because of its simplicity. Truth is always simple. I told thee I would tell how built my fortune. This was my beginning. I too carried a lean purse and cursed it because there was talk within to satisfy my desires. But when I began to take out from my purse but 9 parts of 10, I put in, it began to fatten. So will thine. So he's saying, long as you don't take all that money out, you got 10, you leave 9, you take that 1. And if you can't do everything that you want to do with that 1, that might tell you something. That's a wake up call. You've been overdoing it. You've been overdoing it. And it's time for you to get yourself together. And so, now I will tell a strange truth. The reason for which I know not when I cease to pay out more than 9/10 of my earnings. This is 10%. I managed to get along just as well. I was not shorter than before. Also, ere long did coins come to me more easily than before. Surely it is a law of the gods that unto him who keepeth and spendeth not a certain part of all his earnings shall gold come more easily. Likewise, him whose purse is empty does gold avoid. So if your purse is empty, you ain't gonna get nothing in there. And can't nothing go in an empty purse if you keep spending. You keep spending and spending, it's gonna stay empty. Your purse gonna stay empty. So save 10%. Which desirest thou the most? Is it the gratification of thy desires of each day, a jewel, a bit of finery, better raiment, more food, things quickly gone and forgotten? You buy those things. We think we want all those things. We get them. And that's like you got credit cards. I got credit card bills. I can't tell you what I bought. Well, I can't tell you what I bought with them credit cards. But I know I got to pay them. Them people don't care. I got to pay them. And guess what? I'll be feeling like this small from being that foolish. But I won't be foolish no more because I'm getting them paid out. But anyway, I'm going to be like Arquette. And he said, or is it substantial belongings? Gold, lands, herds, merchandise, income bringing in investments. The coins thou takest from thy purse bring the first. The coins that leaveth within it will bring later. Meaning if you save them coins, you're going to get it back, but you're going to get it back. You're going to have more by leaving it there. So leave it there. When you put it there, leave it. This, my students, was the first cure I did discover for my lean purse. For each 10 coins I put in to spend, but 9. Debate this among yourself. If any man proves it untrue, tell me upon the morrows when we shall meet again. Meaning, tell him tomorrow. And so let's see. I forgot where I was at, y'all. Hold on. So now we on the second curse. You probably can't see this, y'all, because of that light. But we on the, We're on the second curse now. And this is the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. I'm on a different system, so I guess it take a while to get out, Maxine. Thanks for joining. I'm reading my book anyway. It don't matter. It's okay. Thanks for joining. So the second cure, it says, some of your members, my students, have asked me this. How can a man keep 1/10 of all he earns in his purse when all the coins he earns are not enough for his necessary expenses? So did Arquette address his students upon the second day. Yesterday, how many of thee carried lean purses? All of us, answered the class. Yet, thou do not all earn the same. Some earn much more than others. Some have much larger families to support. Yet, all purses were equally lean. Meaning they all had the same. It wasn't any different. They all was the same. And it says they had the same amount. Everybody started with a fresh start, the same, with 10 coins. And they took one out, so they were left with 9. The 9 was to save. And he said, now I will tell thee an unusual truth about men and sons of men. It is this, that what each of us calls our necessary expenses will always grow to equal our incomes unless we protest to the contrary. Confuse not the necessary expenses which thou desires. Each of you, together with your good families, have more desires than your earnings can gratify. Meaning, y'all got more stuff going on and you can't afford it. Then you overspend. So I'm just like, So, and it said, therefore are thy earnings spent to gratify these desires, insofar as they will go. Still thou remainest many ungratified desires. All men are burdened with more desires than they can gratify. Because of my wealth, thinkest thou I may gratify every desire. This is a false ideal. There are limits to my time. There are limits to my strength. There are limits to the distance I may travel. There are limits to what I may eat. There are limits to the zest with which I may enjoy. I say to you that just as weeds grow in a field, wherever the farmer leaves space for their roots, even so freely do desires grow in men. Whenever there is possibility of their being gratified, thy desires are multitude, and those that thou mayest gratify are but few. Study thoughtfully thy accustomed habits of living. Herein may be most often found certain accepted expenses that may wisely be reduced or eliminated. He's saying, go back over all that stuff you got. Go back over that stuff, because all that stuff you got, them subscriptions, get rid of them subscriptions. You do not need those subscriptions or anything like that. Get rid of that mess. In other words, that's what he's saying. And so he said, let thy motto be 100% of appreciated value demanded for each coin spent. Let me read that again. Let thy motto be 100% of appreciated value demanded for each coin spent. Therefore engrave upon the day each thing for which thou desire to spend. Select those that are necessary and those that are possible through the expenditure of 9/10 of thy income. Cross out the rest and consider them but a part of that great multitude of desires that must go unsatisfied, and regret them out. Budget than thy necessary expenses. Touch not the 1/10 that is fatten thy purse. Don't touch that, he said. Leave that alone. Put that right there. Don't touch that money. And he said, let this be thy great desire that is being fulfilled. Keep working with thy budget. Don't forget that budget. Keep working. Don't change your budget. Keep going. Keep adjusting it to help thee. Make it thy first assistant in defunding thy fattened purse. Hereupon, one of the students, wearing a robe of red and gold, arose and said, I am a free man. I believe that it is my right to enjoy the good things of life. Therefore, do I rebel against the slavery of a budget, which determines just how much I may spend it and for what? I feel it would take much pleasure from my life and make me little more than a pack ass to carry a burden. To him, Arcad replied, who, my friend, will determine thy budget? I will make it for myself, responded the protesting one. In that case, we're a pack ass to budget. His burden would be include therein jewels and rugs and heavy bars of gold. Not so. He would include hay and grain and a bag of water for the desert trail. The purpose of a budget is to help thy purse to be fattened. It's for you. It's for you to save more money. It's for you. It's for your benefit. Why you mad? Why you mad? Because somebody trying to help you, and that be the thing. People be like, well, I'm going to help you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you guidance. And be like, no, I don't want to do it that way. Well, you said you wanted help. So I don't understand. If you don't want help, just say you don't want help. No, I do. Well, I'm trying to give you help. I'm trying to provide that for you. But people will still be, And he said, it is to assist thee to have thy necessities and insofar as attainable thy other desires. It is to enable thee to realize thy most cherished desires by defending them from thy casual wishes. Like a bright light in a dark cave, thy budget shows up the leaks from thy purse and enables thee to stop them and control the expenditures of definite and gratifying purposes. This then is the second cure for a lean purse. Budget thy expenses, that thou mayest have coins to pay for thy necessities, to pay for thy enjoyments, and to gratify thy worthwhile desires without spending more than 9/10 of thy earnings. So don't spend all your money. That's what he's saying. Don't spend all your money. Save a 1/10 of your money when you get paid. Make a budget so that way you won't overspend. And you'll tell people this to do this. This will be beneficial for you. And a lot of people, I'm going to stop right there. And a lot of people will still be like, they want to fight against you helping them. It's like, well, you asked me for help. So if you asked me for help and I'm providing this help to you and you don't want the help, or you don't want it in the manner that I'm showing you the roadmap, and people be like, no, I don't want it that way. And then you're like, oh, okay then. Okay, well, I don't know what I can do to help you. It's easy. Like the man here is saying, fighting against the budget because he want to do what he want to do instead of doing, you say you want wealth. Well, this is the roadmap to wealth. But people are like, yeah, but I don't want it that way. I want it this way. where it don't work like that. That's not the road that I took. I'm telling you the road I traveled. But this is the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, right here, and it is on audio, y'all. Read this book. Listen to this book. Tomorrow, when you get in your car, put this book. Go on YouTube and put this book in your spirit, in your ear. Put it in there, because you missed the first part of it. So you coming on in the middle because you missed the first part. But it's so true. This book is so true, because we'll be saving. We'll just be spending and no accountability for our spending. And it's like, you're going to just spend your life away, and then, just frivolous spending on stuff that we don't even A&B. They were here earlier. I'm on a different system. So I think when I'm on the system I have here, for some reason it takes a while to get it out to everybody with this system that I'm on now. So I'm not on the phone, I'm on a different system. So whenever I use this system, it takes longer for it, I guess I don't know. It's a different system, so. But y'all here. They was on the other live. We just finished another live. We had a live previously. So we got to read our book, Richest Man in Babylon. If you drive to work, get this book. Put this book in your system. Yeah, we had a live earlier, and they were all over there. And I don't know, when I use this one, it just take longer for them to, I guess, get notified. But it's okay. Get this book in your system. Well, if you don't read, that's fine. The audio. Get the audio on your way to work. If you're in your car, if you're not in your car, if you on the bus, the train, however you get to where you going, pull it up on YouTube. Pull it up on YouTube, this book right here. And it's 4 hours. Listen to it on your break. Listen to oh, okay, that's okay. It was a good live. Listen to it on your break. Listen to it on your lunch. Listen to it on your way home. On your way, this book is going to really enlighten you. It's going to make you want to do better with your finances. The book gonna make you really think about, like, ooh, I haven't been responsible with my finances. Like, ooh, I gotta get together. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get it together. I can't keep wasting money. I can't keep, just not being responsible and all of that. The audio. Now, when I listen to the audio versus me reading the book, the emotions that I have reading the book compared to when I was listening to the book, when I first started reading the book on Sunday of last week, just reading it had me all in my feelings. Because it was like, yeah, that's so true. And this book was written in 1926. 1926. Next year, this book will be 100 years old. Think about that. 100 years old, this book will be. And it still is relevant 100 years later. Because things don't change. Time just change. Meaning time gets move. Yeah, this book says, money is plentiful for those who understand the simple laws which govern its acquisition. The original 1926 classic. In the early 1920s, George S. Clason wrote a collection of parables set in ancient Babylon that provided guidance on one's financial well being. These parables were distributed as pamphlets to U.S. banking and insurance customers. They gave this to the bank, y'all. The bank took this information. They saw how important this was, and the bank and the insurance companies modeled this exactly what he wrote from this book. They modeled this. They got it said the parables. These parables were distributed distributed was to U.S. banking and insurance customers, and was so well received by the public that in 1926 the parables were collected into one volume. They had that much power. That's good. That's good, Maxine. That's good. And that's the thing, that's what we should be, working towards. So I'm just like, I do not want to be old and around here struggling in my old age, because I didn't do what I'll make better financial decisions in my younger days when I could go and, make money. Because as you get older, you can still make it, but not like when you're younger, like in your, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. As you get on up in age, you ain't gonna want to do as much as you used to do. Oh, I don't know what the topic is tomorrow. I'll post it though, MB. I'll post it. I don't know what it might be. It'll be up there though. But yep, so that's that. Yeah, I'll post it. I don't know. No telling. Ain't no telling what it might be. But yeah, so this is our book for tonight. We are on page 32. We still got a long way to go. It's 116 pages. I thought it was 115. 116 pages. So we're on page 32. We're on the third here. So we got a ways to go. But I'm going to go ahead and go and get off because y'all know I got to get up early for the gym. And plus I got something else I got to do. When you say what? Maxine? Oh my. Okay. Don't feel weird about your hard work, and you did what you were supposed to do. Don't feel weird about that. Don't feel weird about that. If that's what you're referring to. Yeah, don't feel weird about that. That's a no. You put your time in for that. You put your time in. Don't ever feel weird about that. If anything, be like, yes, I did it. I did it. Yeah, you did it. You know how many people wish they could say that? Like, yes, I'm not bragging or anything like that, but I did what I was supposed to do for myself to get myself in a better financial situation. So that way, as I age, don't feel bad about that. You did what you was supposed to do. You did what you were supposed to do. Yep, you did it. And that's it. That's good. That's really good. Yep, that's really good. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. So, yeah, that's good. Well, I'm about to get off here. Cause I need to. It's 11:05. I need to do one more thing, and then I need to. No, for real, for real. I'm serious, Maxine. Okay, MB. You have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, got to get up for work. Okay, yeah, I know. I know. I know. I got to get up for that gym. All right, you take care, MB. But yep. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna go, and I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you for the people that came in and listened. And thank you, thank you. And all right, Maxine, I will see you tomorrow and you take care, okay? All right, thank you for joining. All right, bye bye.